that to bypass the Innerbelt. West 14's always been heavy traffic. People bypassing and picking up on the ramp over West 14. And also seeing a lot more traffic on Liberty. That's causing concern to me and my neighbors as far as the infrastructure of the roadways. You're also getting, every once in a while, some trucks diverted. They're going down University. As we all know, University is falling into the valley. And you get that heavy truck traffic. Not that it's consistent, but occasionally you do. They get lost in Tremont. They go down that way. That's causing that roadway to deteriorate.
I think one of the early stages of our development of our MLT plan, maintenance of traffic plan, they have gone out and done traffic counts. Can you guys in the city operating
right now? Consultants doing counts.
Andy, can you stand up, please?
Sure. There's consultants doing counts right now to see what the existing
Andy from the City of Cleveland Traffic Department.
To see where we predict the flows will go. Something like University, actually University closed already, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What was
A couple of weeks ago.
It's not closed. I mean, it's closed from Sokolowski West down to Scranton.
Okay.
So basically, from Sokolowski East, it's all the way open to Liberty.
Well, as far as I know, right now there's nothing in the construction that should divert any traffic that way to University. The only phase I'm aware of where there's a possibility is when Aggie starts in 2012. But University would not be a detour route that is signed. I can go out and check what's going on at University, but streets like University and Literary are roads we would not choose for detour routes.
Right now, there's 3 areas on University that the asphalt has fallen into the valley. Somebody, I'm assuming the city or maybe a neighbor, in one of them put bales of straw to try to minimize any more deterioration. So again, there's not a lot of truck traffic, but you get that truck, how many tons you're talking about? Every once in a while they go running down there.
Trucks that are lost. I know it's not a truck route.
I think that once the sewer project is finished, which will be June of this summer, I think things will sort out a lot better. You won't have people as lost trying to find their way out with, so many of the roadways right there around Sokolowski's. You can always find your way to Sokolowski with the signage, but finding your way back out again can be a little challenging.
Ms. Farrell and Rob, can you then incorporate the good? We're talking about a little bit of the bad, so now we're talking about the good, more access in terms of our maps so that we literally are, because this is going to be an ever-evolving traffic route. And so the more, you know what I mean? So I think it's actually closer to the beginning of May because the marathon's running through there. So once we get that done, then we've got, yay, that stuff's done.
Yes,
but now
things will improve in that area.
Okay.
There's no doubt that when the sewer district gets done with their project, there will be much more easy access through that whole area.
But Andy, you're saying somebody is performing very shortly a traffic survey.
Yes.
In and around Tremont, like West 3rd, Literary.
It's on 25th and downtown. I don't project that Literary is ever becoming a main alternate route. It's not direct, it's inconvenient. I don't know that's really going to save anyone any time.
We're certainly not going to direct anyone.
I think your initial question was about 3rd Street and 14th Street. Historically, those have been cut through routes. Now, when the West 3rd Street Bridge was out, obviously no one went that way. 14th Street historically has been a cut-through route to avoid the congestion at Metro Health.
Right.
There are things that we did about 8 years ago that mitigated a lot of that traffic that came through there and actually assisted the neighborhood in reducing the amount of traffic by forcing them to kind of stay on the freeways. As we begin this process and some of those counts are taken, and the city can actually perform some counts now, see if those have increased as more construction begins, and then start to retime some of the lights on 14th to make it a disadvantage to using 14th Street as opposed to an advantage.
Rob, that's great, but please factor in the roundabout now, which was not there 8 years ago.
You're
and I know you did mitigate with lights and with changing striping on 90, and it did help, but there's a whole new monster out there with the roundabout.
I I understand.
Okay.
There's still things I think we can accomplish
Okay.
with that being there.
Thank you.
Chris?
We talked about the advance notice for the activity with the Abbey Road Bridge in the spring of 2012. Worked out by that point, the detour route will be one that folks can navigate and will have advance notice on that. But then there's also the reconstruction of Kenilworth's Starkweather and reconstruction of the Fairfield Bridge. I didn't catch how long does each one of those projects take?
They aren't done separately.
Yep.
We'll get started on all of them in sequence, kind of in the order I mentioned them. I believe it was Kenilworth, then Starkweather, and then Fairfield.
You don't have to start on the next one until you finish the first one, right?
No. They'll be working on all of them in various stages. Because what you do is you have a pile driving crew starts on one bridge, and they get all the pile driven, and they pack all their equipment, and they move to the next bridge, and they start driving pile there, while the next crew starts building the new pier, or pouring new footers and building the new pier for the first bridge. So it's a sequence. So it's productivity for your crews, and it gets it all done quicker. So you don't have the same impacts at each location at the same time.
Right.
So you're not going to be pouring concrete at all three of them at the same time.
Understood, but I guess my question was, it was my understanding that if and when Starkweather needs to be closed, it's a short term, and folks will be able to navigate over to Kenilworth,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. What I was saying was we will coordinate lane restrictions and closures so that you've always got a way through.
Got it. And so when does that work begin?
That's next summer. I believe it starts late spring and early summer.
Okay, and then gets completed by the autumn.
Fairfield takes until fall because it's the new bridge, the whole new bridge, right, as opposed to the other two that are being widened, redecked.
Yep. And when a road is actually closed, when Starkweather is impassable,
Which we almost never.
I understood, but when it does happen, it'll be for like a day.
A day or two at most, I think.